So, of course, James Gunn and Peter Safran are the bosses of the DC Universe. And James Gunn has taken to social media several times to remind scoopers that he and Peter are the only ones who knows exactly what's in store for the DC Universe. So, we should all just wait until they make announcements to see what's in store, what's coming. But I can't help it, so I'm going to speculate anyway. Yeah. So a while back, I think I did discuss this, but that Geekosity put out this story about Henry Cavill. His Superman contract would include TV appearances as well, and all this stuff for the expansion of DC properties and what have you. But James Gunn responded to it saying, I don't know if you're outright lying or someone's lying to you, but nobody knows but me and Peter what's going on with the DCU. And that includes contracts. So that is, some took it to mean that because there's a story going around that Henry Cavill is not really a lock on Superman, despite what he appeared to claim in his cameo in Black Adam and all of that. I didn't quite reach that conclusion with it. I said he's just saying that the details in that story was if nothing else, not a done deal as far as where Henry would be appearing, because they're in the middle of writing the Bible and for the whole DCU and where they're going to go for the 10-year project that they have before them, set forth by Almighty Zaslav. So it stood to reason for that. But the interesting thing is, then somebody asked him, "Hey, will the DCU be connected over television and even video games and whatnot?" And he responded, "Yes." So then it's like, well, maybe that does mean Henry's not involved. But then you had this promo image for the CCXP 2020, not 2020, 22. And what does it show? Well, it shows the stars of DC. You've got Superman. It's Henry Cavill. Look at that. Aquaman, Black Adam. How about that? Just Batman. Oh, yeah. And Wonder Woman, of course. But Batman, it's Robert Pattinson's Batman. Now, these are the projects that are either in development or, with the case of Black Adam, is out right now, and Aquaman is soon to come. Wonder Woman will be in The Flash, and then, of course, her own film, Wonder Woman 3. Robert Pattinson's Batman is supposed to get Batman 2, or, I guess, don't know what they'll call it, but perhaps just the Batman 2. And, of course, already has a spin-off TV series with the Penguin. For HBO Max. So this seems to say, like, well, look who's in the Superman suit. But it is of some interest on this. So here comes the speculation. Would there be some time warp shenanigans where Robert Pattinson becomes the official Batman of the overall DCU? That's not what Matt Reeves wants, but, well, he's not really in charge, is he? It's just sheer speculation. They might just continue it as that is separate. I don't know. Overall, the speculation was, hey, the 10-year plan probably means they build up to something similar to what Marvel did with Infinity War. So what does DC have that's on the scale of that? Well, Crisis on Infinite Earths comes to mind. Now, the CW had already done that, but it was just CW, and it wasn't very good. The only thing of interest was Ezra Miller's Flash met the Grant Gustin Flash, and that was about it. But it was just assumed that. But then another message from James Gunn. Well, the image of Kingdom Come with simply him saying making plans. So then that brings us back to Geekosity, which are saying that the plan is full-on Kingdom Come. Now, at the same time, I thought it meant that he was teasing this image saying making plans, and there's Superman looking like he's at the center of everything and making plans, And I thought, well, this is a reference to Zaslav made a big deal about Superman, that they need to get a Superman movie off the ground, and that the Superman character should be the sort of foundational character of a DC universe, because that's what he is. He started the whole thing. And did that, the Marvel, they ended up using Iron Man. He didn't really start it, but nevertheless, that was the foundational character for the MCU going forward through the movies. Whereas DC controls all their characters. Don't have to worry about deals and whatnot. So Superman can be there. And so that's what they needed to do. It sort of did with Man of Steel, but everything went all over the place. And I don't know. That's an old story now. But that's kind of what I took the image to mean. But with this other story, and I'm telling you, he kind of slapped him down on the Henry Cavill being in TV and stuff, but then these other things come about. I don't know. It's when the rumors and whatnot and whatever discussions could it possibly have leaked out, or whatever other discussions that people that wanted, and how it goes through filters and whatnot, is that some aspects could be true, some aspects are absolutely false, could be something somewhere in between, but he teases this. So there might be something to it, but so Geekosity and his buddy Seal Abdul come in here and say they're hearing that it's Kingdom Come. That's the end game, if you will, the Infinity War for it. It could, maybe they'll turn it into a combination of Crisis. That goes back to that theory about Zack Snyder and Final Crisis and all that over a year ago, where he seemed to tease the image there. But other than that, is that, hey, why can't it just be he's just using that image because it's all the superheroes? It's a cool Alex Ross image from a great story of Kingdom Come, and it's Superman like calling everybody together for the plan going forward and that sort of thing. But then it's the background of his social media on Hive. That's because hey, everybody had to leave Twitter because, whatever. Maybe a Mastodon. Okay, so he has the profile image there with, his, picture of him and his puppy. But in the background, it's that one. So it could still just be that this is, they're bringing the DC universe together and all of that, and it's showing it as an organizational meeting, what have you, type image, and that's still what he's doing, rather than saying we're going full blown and we're going to go all the way to Kingdom Come. The thing of it is that one of the things about Henry Cavill continuing in the role was that, hey, he's about to age out of it. Well, he's in great shape, and it's 10 years. I think he can do it. But the interesting thing is, by the end of the 10 years, hey, he could feasibly be of the age, and if you need to put the gray hair in his hair, if it isn't there yet, he could play this Superman, and things would have occurred by then, through whatever narrative they want to strike up, that this is the end goal of where they'll get at the end of their 10-year run. Perhaps, He's teased a lot. He's teased Lobo and all of that. The other scuttlebutt is that he's not getting along with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He came out to promote the digital release of Black Adam, and in the same time pumped up Henry as Superman, and also denounced how he was treated by the previous regime and all of that. But there's been nothing actual between them. It is kind of odd that it seems that there's seemingly silence between the two, considering the only DC movie in theaters right now is Black Adam. It seems like there would be something like that. But, it's early on and hasn't announced anything official. So all you can do is speculate, because it's fun and it's exciting to see where they'll go with this. He's teased a lot. He's teased Mr. Terrific, and that ties in with Justice Society, perhaps, and that was in Black Adam. And also Lobo. Jason Momoa is perfect for the role. He's already Aquaman. I say let him do double roles. Don't just kill off Aquaman and suddenly this guy is Lobo. No, they can do both. And, you know, with the makeup and everything, what the hell? Why not? Also, imagine what James Gunn could do with Lobo. Excitement abounds, despite whatever rumors may come out. Perhaps some are to your liking, perhaps some are not to your liking. But either way, don't get your hopes up because it might not be true, or don't worry because it might not be true. But he is teasing something, you know. So, looks cool, all of that. And the TV projects going forward also being licensed out. There's a deal coming between them and Amazon, so it looks like Amazon has won out the bid, perhaps, for the Caped Crusader project, the only one of J.J. Abrams' efforts to survive. But they're licensing it out elsewhere. It won't be an HBO Max deal, and that's actually very smart because it's like the exclusivity to HBO Max. They thought would just, hey, you got to go to HBO Max to get all your DC stuff. But if you license it out, you're already paid. Whether it's a success or not, Amazon's got to pay for that. So, and it's Batman, so they want it. But apparently, their deal for more than that, other DC properties would show up there. Perhaps it's a deal just between them, so Netflix lost out and won't get any. I don't know. Right now, they have the Sandman and stuff like that. So maybe it's not completely exclusive, but maybe just for some projects. I don't know. But as far as actual DCU connected things to the cinematic universe they're constructing, my guess is that would stay with HBO Max. And we'll see where that goes. We know Peacemaker 2 will be coming, but out of that, well, the sky's the limit, and I see no reason to think that they wouldn't have Henry do cameos in it or even be a full-on character in some of those. It's an ambitious thing. It's been talked about. It's been tried. I don't think Marvel, they got closer to it, but the shows weren't any good. Because like the CW stuff was never connected other than that brief cameo between the flashes and all that, but that's not much. And all of that. So it's an ambitious thing. There was at one time, there was a discussion of the Dark Tower being utilized that way, and it ended up just being one really bad movie. It's quite the undertaking, a bit difficult, but of course I'm rooting for them. Because, you know, I'm a fan of these characters and everything. But it also makes sense. There's only so much a movie can do in story details for that overall narrative to replicate what the DC comic book universe is like, which doesn't always get it successfully themselves, but nevertheless, that's a lot of story detail. But if you stretch it out over TV shows and animated shows that are connected to it, even if you have the actors actually voice their animated versions of themselves, to do more for it, to craft that story. But at the same time, the movies have to kind of maintain being self-contained. So that, because not everybody's going to catch the latest episode of a Justice League cartoon or whatever it is they're going to do. To know that, oh, back in this happened, you're going to have some narrative working within the film that catches them up on it and that kind of thing. So that's what makes it all one of the things that makes it all very difficult. But let's see what they can do.